Ladies and gentlemen, the setbacks just keep coming and coming and coming. Yes, they are. Now, the EU is hit with vaccine shortages. And it goes deep. So, this is the New York Times, January 27th, 2021. Vaccine shortages hit EU and a setback for its immunization race. They wanted to have 70 million people done by summer. And with this shortage, that is now gone. It's gone. Like I said to y'all before, I believe these vaccines are very difficult to produce. That's why they don't have enough to go around. Europe's coronavirus vaccination woes snowballed into full blown crisis Wednesday as Spain became the first country to partly suspend immunizations for a lack of doses. And a dispute escalated with AstraZeneca over the drug maker's announcement that it would slash deliveries of its vaccine by 60% because of production shortfalls. The European Union has been beset by a litany of problems since it approved the first coronavirus vaccine made by Pfizer and BioNTech in December. And it rushed to begin a it rushed to begin a vast immunization campaign weeks behind rich nations like the United States and Britain. While in it's a flush of cash and influence and negotiating heft, the bloc of 27 nations have found itself behind those countries as well as others like Israel, Canada, and the United Arab Emirates, mounting similar efforts to get enough doses for their citizens, even as many countries around the world, particularly poor ones, struggle to secure any at all. The European Commission, the bloc executive branch, last week set a goal to have 70% of its population inoculated by this summer, a goal that was dismissed 4 days ago by the president of the European Council, Charles Michel, as difficult. By this week, a mere 2% of EU citizens had received at least one dose of the coronavirus vaccine. So they are way behind, just like the US is. Remember, the goal was 20 million people by December 31st, and they didn't even get a fraction of that. So apparently, the EU, they are just as far behind. They only got 2% of their citizens done, and they wanted to have 70% by the summer, and they're not going to reach that goal. So they only got that 2% only got one dose, did not get both shots. So according to the numbers collected by our World in Data, compared to some 40% of Israelis, the figure in Britain is 11% and just over 6% in the United States. So that's how much was done, which all fall short. In a bit of rare good news, the French drug maker Sankofi said Wednesday that it would help produce more than 100 million doses of the BioNTech and Pfizer vaccine starting this summer, but those doses would likely come too late to salvage vaccination plans for the first half of 2021. Pfizer informed the EU and other countries outside of the US this month that it had to drastically cut the vaccine deliveries until mid February to upgrade its plants in order to ramp up output, adding that the severe supply problems facing the region, of course, could get far worse. You heard that, Loretta. All right, so AstraZeneca's sudden announcement last week that it would cut deliveries in February and March by 60%, that really upend EU vaccination plans. Many countries had built their strategies around expectations of millions of those doses of the vaccine, which is cheaper and easier to store than others. AstraZeneca said it's having production problems at one of its factory, but it did not specify what those problems were. So they were not very specific, but they're saying they are having production problems. The AstraZeneca vaccine is expected to gain approval for use in the EU on Friday, and the bloc had been expected to deliver 80 million doses over the next 2 months. The company now saying it can't make good on its promise to deliver. Oh man, this thing is gone so bad. It's not even funny. So they had promised 80 million doses of the vaccine to the EU over the next 2 months. Now they are taking back that promise and saying they can't do it. And it's unclear when they will be able to reach that goal. Just taking them L's. I'm telling you, just taking them L's. Some critics have blamed the European Commission for the mess. The Commission struck deals on behalf of its 27 member states to secure a total of 2.3 billion vaccine doses from several companies, but some of its agreements lagged behind those struck by the United States and Britain by weeks. AstraZeneca and some European opposition politicians say the delay put the bloc at the back of the line for deliveries. This thing is going so bad. Ooh, this thing is going so bad for these people. And it just continues to get worse. So as you can see, countries are now begging for vaccines, and these pharmaceutical companies cannot deliver at this time. Just like I was telling you about the shortage here in the US, they said it will be several weeks before we see a lot of vaccine production again. It's going to take them, and they're only talking about, after waiting several weeks, 12 to 18 million, um, you know, doses. That's all they're able to produce. So, being that production is so bad, they're not going to be able to meet these goals. Y'all tell me what you think. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.